Warren Buffett, so good to see you ahead of the charity luncheon at Smith & Wollensky's benefiting Glide, something near and dear to your heart. What do you hope to learn from Zhu Yi?
Well, I will learn more than they will learn. I'm really looking forward to talking to them about China and other things perhaps as well, but China is in the news.
It's not a place you've been rushing to invest.
No, but although we made a big investment there many years ago in PetroChina, we made over $3 billion in it, and we build plants over there from our subsidiaries. We built a big plant in Dalian not long ago, and we own a significant part of a company called BYD, an auto manufacturer over there.
But you haven't been in there lately making anything new in terms of buy.
No, we haven't. We haven't been buying many things lately. A couple of things.
You bought a couple of big things.
Well, that's why we haven't been buying many other things.
Precision cast parts, why pay a premium in this market for that?
Well, we think it's a very good business, and it's run by a terrific guy, and we think that over 20 or 30 or 40 years, we're going to, that aerospace is not going to go away, and we think they will be a very important supplier to that industry.
They also supply the energy industry. Of course, you have now a 10% stake in Phillips 66. Is it a banking on a rebound in oil prices?
No, we have no bets on oil coming back. In the refining business, it doesn't really make that much difference with the oil prices. So we have no investment in producing oil companies.
But you like the energy business still. You have a lot of energy companies.
Well, we have utilities. Yeah, electric utilities, gas utilities, and I sort of separate those from oil and gas production.
I'm wondering, given the market's action recently, do you think investors should feel a little bit more defensive? You like food companies, you like Coke, Kraft Heinz, investor Jim Cramer we work with likes food companies. Is that still a sector that you like?
Well, for the average investor, I think by far the best thing they can do is buy an index fund regularly, an S&P 500 index fund. Just buy it every month and do it for 10, 20, 30 years. And they will live very well on the dividends after they retire, and they'll grow by the year. I think it's a terrible mistake for the average investor to try and pick individual stocks or pick times to get in and out of the market. I don't know how to do it on the getting in and out of the market, and it's an expensive game. Just keep the costs low, keep owning more and more of American industry, and you're going to do very well over time.
We're going to switch focus quickly in the investor mind from China to the Federal Reserve. Can the economy withstand a rate hike?
Oh yeah, it can stand a rate hike.
Sure. Will we get one?
I have no idea. No, I've never met Janet Yellen, and I don't think she'd tell me if I...
Does it matter to you either way? Do you think about your own financial holdings differently, whether it's Wells Fargo, the warrant to buy Bank of America, or the insurance companies?
I never give a thought to it. I have never bought or sold a stock. I've never bought or sold a company where what the Fed is doing or is likely to do entered into my calculation. That's true of my partner, Charlie Munger. Not in 50 years, and it never will.
So do you think a lot of the attention that investors are placing on the Fed is a little bit overemphasis?
It's a mistake to try and make investment decisions based on what you think the Fed is going to do. Just if you owned a farm, would you buy or sell it based on what you thought the Fed was going to do next week? Or if you owned a local little business that was good, if you owned an apartment house, would you say, maybe I better sell it because the Fed may do this or that? No, you just be content owning a good income-producing asset. And American business has been wonderful, though, over the years.
Well, it has for you, certainly. So if you're going to take a break from acquisitions after Precision Cast Parts, what are you going to be doing the next year?
Well, I have to refill the kitty a little bit, but I will be looking every day. I promise you that. And if I find something that makes sense, I will move.
So you're not worrying about keeping the cash position, which is already higher than you want it to be at the current level?
No, it always has to be over 20 billion. And frankly, when it's a fair amount over that, I get very unhappy.
So presidential election season is upon us. If presidential candidates were stocks, which candidate is undervalued?
Well, I'm for Hillary Clinton. There's no question about that. So, it's an easier decision in a sense because so many of them are overvalued, to use your particular term.
So is Donald Trump overvalued?
I'm not going to get in there. I can make 20 enemies and only one friend, so that doesn't make much sense, does it?
What about Bernie Sanders? Any concerns?
I like the way he's conducted his campaign, and I believe in half of what he believes in, and unfortunately, a good bit of the other half I disagree with him quite violently on. I think he's behaving in a classy way.
What's the big issue everyone should be talking about in terms of the candidates, do you think?
Well, I think it's a candidate that has ideas about how to correct the problem of having the richest country in the world combined with many, many millions of people for whom life is almost hopeless. I think the one who has the best solution for that and will work the hardest to get it enacted would be the one I would vote for, and that's why I'm for Hillary.
On the philanthropy front, let's end there since we began. Is it more fun to make money or give it away these days?
Well, it's more fun to make and it's more useful to give it away.
So you'll continue to do both?
I'll do both. I'll make as much money as I can for our shareholders, and I'll give away everything we make from my standpoint, or that's my share.
Belated happy birthday. How did you celebrate?
I didn't do anything special. I just took a deep breath and found out that I was still alive at 85, and I decided I was going to keep doing that every day for a long time.
Warren Buffett, great to talk to you again.
Okay, thank you.